Salah and Kyler.
How many people here love this country we live in and love the freedoms that we all enjoy? Well, if Abraham Lincoln wasn't our 16th president, this country could be a very different place. Abraham Lincoln abolished slavery and he kept our country together. And that's why we chose him as our speaker today. First, today we will tell you why Abraham Lincoln is such a great speaker. First, we will give you an overview of his life. Second, we will tell you the context of the Gettysburg Address. And third, the significance of the Gettysburg Address. The first main point will be background information. His early life, he was born on February 12, 1809 in a farmhouse in Kentucky. His dad's name was Thomas Lincoln, and Thomas Lincoln married Nancy Hanks, which was his mom. In 1818, his mom died, and it was a very depressing time for him. He also had a sister named Sarah, who was older than him, and a younger brother named Thomas. Thomas died when he was an infant, and he moved out and began life on his own when he was 21. Some of his early jobs were railroad splitter, flatboatsman, storekeeper, postmaster, and surveyor. In 1836, he passed the bar exam and began to practice law. His political career started in March 9, 1832. He published some documents, some political documents, according to showcase.net. He ran for Illinois state legislature and was elected 4 times between 1834 and 1840. Lincoln was a member of the Whig Party. Back then, they had the Whig Party, but that party soon died out during his political career, so he became a Republican. Lincoln became president in 1861 through 1865. Shortly after becoming president, states started to succeed and split off from the country. The first was South Carolina, and then many states followed after that. They formed the Confederate States of America. His personal life, he was married to a lady named Mary Todd, but previously to that he had a girlfriend and she died, and then he married this lady, Mary Todd. He had 4 children, however, they're all 4 boys, and 3 of them died, only 1 made it to adulthood. Lincoln was shot on April 14, 1865 by a man named James Wilkes Booth, according to Encyclopedia Britannica. He was shot at Ford's Theater, which that right there, that picture is Ford's Theater. And the house right there is his log cabin, which he was born. And then the next morning after he was shot, he died. Now that I've told you about Abraham Lincoln, I will let Salah tell you about the Gettysburg Address.
Okay, the Gettysburg Address took place on November 19 of 1863. It was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. About 15,000 people showed up to commemorate the soldiers that were killed 4.5 months before the address, which was on July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, 1863, where the battle took place. About 40,000 American soldiers were killed in just about 2 days. And according to chnn.gmu.edu, compared to the Iraq War, 40,000 people killed in 2 days, and to the Iraq War, which were 4,500 and casualties so far since probably 2001 to right now. And also the battle that was occurring was a major turning point in the Civil War. The Gettysburg battle was between the Union versus the Confederates. The Union was for keeping the U.S. as one, and it was against slavery. They would abolish slavery. And the Confederates wanted to keep slavery and wanted to break off U.S. So they wanted to have their own little country in the same land as the United States. They wanted to have their own president and everything. And eventually the Union won, and that's when the Gettysburg Address happened 4 months and a half later. And I want to leave you this quote that Lincoln also advocated the notion that the test of equality and liberty is indispensable. He said, "Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure." Now that I have told you about the Gettysburg Address, I will let Brittany tell you about the significance of it.
Thank you. The Gettysburg Address was very significant for the sole fact that if it wasn't for that and it wasn't for Abraham Lincoln being the president at the time, the country would be a very much different place right now it is today. Right now, slavery is abolished, and everybody, no matter what creed, can live as a free citizen and pursue happiness as we have as our human right. So, again, slavery wouldn't have been abolished. It could have been still slavery today if it hadn't been for that. Also, the Gettysburg Address is very significant because he was able to persuade, motivate, and inspire people in a very short amount of time. The speech would have only been about 3 minutes, assuming he would have spoken at a certain pace, and he was able to do a lot at that time. As a speech itself, like I said, it was very short, but he was able to get the word across and get that message. There were over 15,000 people that took in that speech that day. And I mean, that's not even a fraction of people that were killed. You know, say 500,000 people in the war, total 40,000 from the Union. And it united the nation. I mean, if you can imagine something in 3 minutes and what someone can do to change that, I'm sure we can all take something from that and know that what we do and what we say can affect the country. Also, it was significant because he had a powerful delivery without any media. He did not have PowerPoint back then. He did not have a microphone, okay? I mean, back then you can imagine the best he had was a wooden stage platform, and he had to project his voice to 15,000 people. An average concert hall holds 4,000 to 5,000, maybe up to 11,000, and they have speakers all over the place. So, I mean, that's amazing charisma and amazing vocal power to be able to present that. So no PowerPoints, no microphones, all on his own, and yet it was one of the most influential speeches in American history. So just to give you a little bit about the Gettysburg Address, it was a major turning point in the Civil War. The battle took place on July 1st through the 3rd, 1863, 3 days, not many people killed. The Gettysburg Address was given on November 19th, 1863. And this just basically covers what I just said. Slavery had been abolished. He had powerful delivery without any assistance of media. I mean, you can just kind of get an idea from that drawing how many people he had covered. We actually had a video planned out for you. Unfortunately, we weren't able to deliver it. But just so I can go over a couple things in the speech to give you kind of a context of what would have happened and what he would have said at the time. One of the big main points in here is the proposition that all men are created equal. He was one of the people that really, the forefathers of this, and presented the platform for this, for America to be created today. He let us know we have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that this nation might live. 40,000 people just from the Union. You know, I can't even imagine that how discouraged our country must have been at that time, and he was able to unite the country and able to make them feel like, no, we have to keep going. This is for a great cause, and it's worth dedicating our time and lives for. Don't let them die in vain. That's what he said right here. They should not die in vain. Finally, I will conclude by recapping what we've just gone over with you. Okay, so we've gone over his personal and political background, as he was a person and what was going on in the country at the time, to give you an idea of who he was as a person and how he became who he was as a speaker. We also covered with you separately the background of and information on the Gettysburg Address, and thirdly, the significance of the Gettysburg Address as a speech and how it has come to unite our nation. Abraham Lincoln was an amazing speaker for many reasons. He was able to deliver, again, without any assistance of media. He delivered the Gettysburg Address, which is one of the most influential speeches in American history, in such a short time to so many people without any assistance. Captured the heart of 15,000 people and more over time. And we all, together we talked about this, and we decided that he is inspirational because he was not only uniting the nation, abolished slavery, like again, the country would be very different, but he had such a dedication to his cause that he was able to stir that up in other people. And that's inspirational, and any speaker that we have, definitely something that we can take with us as we go throughout our speaking career and our regular careers, as we use interviews and everything. We should use that in ours. And that's why we think Abraham Lincoln is our speaker, that's why we chose him.